Deep in the heart of the forest, there was a vast, fertile land full of life. Everything was alive and full of energy. Rivers flowed, grass grew thickly, and animals found everything they needed to survive. This land was home to buffaloes, who lived there for generations, enjoying peace and prosperity. But this peace was not to last. One day, the king of the jungle, the great lion, stood on a hill overlooking those lively plains. His eyes shone with overwhelming ambition, and his heart was filled with a desire to control that land that seemed like a dream to anyone seeking dominance. The jungle knew the lion for his strength and power, and no one dared to challenge him. But he wanted to prove to everyone that he was not only the strongest, but also the most deserving of control over that fertile land. The lion looked at the buffaloes grazing peacefully, and decided that he wanted that land for himself. Not because he needed it, but because he believed that the king of the jungle should control everything that was beautiful and precious. But he did not want to appear unjust in front of the other animals. He wanted to maintain his reputation as a just ruler. So, he decided to resort to deception and cunning to achieve his goal. There was a fraudulent judge in the forest, the cunning fox, who was known among the animals for his ability to circumvent the facts and bend the laws in favor of whoever paid him the most. The lion knew that the fox was the right person to do the job. So he summoned him to his council and said to him, "I want you to find a way to make me own those plains inhabited by the buffaloes. I want it to look like it is my right, even if I take it from them by force." You are the judge, and you are the one who will issue the ruling. Do what you see fit, and I will reward you with what no one else dreams of. The fox smiled with his usual cunning, his eyes shining with the idea that began to form in his mind. He said confidently, "Lord Lion, leave it to me. I will make sure that all the animals see that you are the most deserving of that land, and that the buffaloes have no right to stay on it." The next day, the fox called for a public court in front of all the animals. Everyone gathered in the great square of the forest, where the lion stood beside the fox, while the buffaloes watched anxiously from afar. The trial began, and the fox began to speak loudly in front of everyone. "O noble animals, we are here today to decide who deserves these fertile plains. The buffaloes have been living on them for years, but I think it is time to change this situation. Do you know who the king of the forest is? He is the great lion, who rules us all with justice and wisdom. Doesn't the king of the forest have the right to control the best lands? Doesn't he have the right to have what it takes to protect this forest and ensure its continued prosperity?" The fox knew how to use words wisely, and he knew that most animals feared the lion and wanted to stay on his safe side. Then he continued, "The buffaloes, although they used to live on this land, are not strong enough to protect it from dangers. I have seen it myself. Who else but the great lion can ensure the security and stability of this region?" The fox looked at the buffaloes and said, "Buffaloes, you know that you will not be able to resist, and even if you think you have a right, the power of the king of the jungle gives him full right. Therefore, based on this fact, and based on what is best for everyone's interests, I declare that the land should belong to the lion, who is the most capable of leading and protecting it." As soon as the fox finished speaking, the animals began to whisper among themselves,